Good morning, y'all. We are about to make something that has been highly requested since all of us have been having to stay in because of the coronavirus. I've had so many people say, I want some sausage gravy to go along with your ugly biscuits. So today we're going to make sausage gravy. And you can see I'm standing over here near my stove. First, I'm going to tell you what you're actually going to need to make sausage gravy. So let me get my glasses on. And in the cookbook, if you have the Bicentennial Cookbook, Time to Eat, y'all, it's on page 39. And this is a recipe that's been handed down for generations and generations, at least 5 generations in our family. And I know every family has their own different recipes for it. So today I'm going to share with you my family's recipe for sausage, gravy, and biscuit. Now, these are the ingredients that you need. You need 1 pound of sausage. Just 1 pound, that's all you need. You're going to need half a cup of flour, which I have my beautiful flour canister here. You're going to need a little bit of oil to get things started. So I'm going to use just a little bit of oil in the pan. You're going to need some salt, a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of pepper. And you're also going to need some milk. Now you can do one of 2 things on the milk. You can use regular milk, and I advise the whole milk because you know this is gravy, but you're going to need about 3 cups of regular milk. But I'm going to tell you a little secret. In our recipe, we call for evaporated milk in the can. Now, evaporated milk has had the moisture taken out, and you can find it in the section usually where the baking goods are. It's evaporated milk, and this is about 12 ounces of it. So to this, you're going to need 2 cups of milk. 2 cups of water. So I have that for us right here. So I'm about to give you just a quick little lesson on how to make it, and I'm going to move this off of me onto the pan because good cooks go in the kitchen of other cooks and watch how they cook things, how they make it, and then they go home and recreate it in their own kitchen and practice it in their own kitchen. So today I'm going to let you watch as I make sausage, gravy, and biscuit. Well, the biscuit's coming out later, but you've got the ugly biscuit recipe, so you can make your ugly biscuits and work on your sausage gravy, and I'm telling you it's going to be some good eating. So let's get started. Okay, here we go, y'all. I've got it focused in on the my pan, and I've turned it up onto a medium high, and then I've put my oil in the pan. And the reason I did that is just to get it going so my stuff won't stick. And now I'm going to twirl that around a little bit, and then I'm going to let it get a little warm, and then I'm going to add my sausage. So I'm going to cut this package open and put it in the pan. And I have my kitchen scissors right here, so don't be bashful. Get in there and cut this stuff. I cut the end off and I go right up the side. And of course, these kitchen shears go in the dishwasher as soon as I'm finished because I've been using raw meat to cut them. Put them in there and you hear that sizzle going. And you know it's starting to cook. So I've got my trusty spoon. This spoon I've had since David and I got married. So I've been using this spoon for 38 years. It's been a good one. It's cooked a lot of good meals. And a few that we don't want to talk about, but that's part of learning to cook, right? So what we're going to do is get in here with our stuff, with our spoon, and start chopping this sausage up. Okay, and just spread it over the bottom and let that work, and in a minute we're going to turn it. Now while we're waiting on this to cook, I've got this handy little spoon rest over here I'm going to put this on that I got a long time ago. I'm going to put the lid on that so it'll hold the heat in and it'll cook a little faster and let some steam escape there. While I'm talking about this recipe, I thought I'd tell you about the story that it goes into in the book. In the book, the Bicentennial Cookbook, I talk about different family stories. And what happened is, once a year, Mama Holt, who was the matriarch of our 80-plus clan, we would get together once a year, and David's mother, Patty, would make Mama Holt's recipe for that gravy. And we look forward to it every year. It was just, you know, we don't eat like this every day. People think we do down here in the South, but we don't. These are for special treats. So we were all thinking, okay, we're going to get this gravy the day after Thanksgiving. So we were all expecting to have really good gravy. And see, y'all can see what I'm doing right here now. I'm just scrambling up this sausage. It's not hard to do. And if you see some that start sticking a little, you just go through there with your trusty spoon and you just scrape it up off the bottom, because that stuff tastes good. We don't want to leave it on the bottom. If it starts getting dark too fast, then you're going to need to turn your heat down. Mine's going just how I want it. You see that? And I'm making those little pieces smaller and smaller. See, that's going pretty fast, isn't it? We've just been chatting in my kitchen a little while, and this stuff's getting done pretty fast. It does not take long to make sausage gravy and biscuits. But I'm going to tell y'all, as a young cook, the first time I made it, it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. It was a little too thick. But every time I would have something that didn't go right, I would go back and watch my mother make it in her kitchen, and I would say, Mom, next time you cook gravy, I need to come watch you make it. And so she would say, come on, I'm going to make it on this day. And I would go up there and watch it. And the more you are around somebody that does it, the better off you are. You can learn from them. So here we are getting this made. And I'm going to get back to the story now. The story in the book's called Oh No, Not the Gravy. So all bunch of us we took all of our breakfast meals up there that we were going to eat at that breakfast the day after Thanksgiving. And there was a bunch of us. We had all kind of meats and casseroles and bread, homemade breads, because we all cook up there. So we had all kind of good stuff, but everybody there was just wanting to eat some gravy. We look forward to that every year. It was a family tradition. Okay, now I'm going to tell y'all what to look for right here. When you look at your meat, you're going to make sure the pink is gone out of it. So if there's a bigger chunk, you chop it open and you make sure, okay, there's a little pink right there. We need to cook it a little bit longer. Whoops, had a little bit go AWOL, but that's okay. Okay, so anyway, we took all of our stuff up there and we got ready for that gravy. And we knew that it was almost time to eat the gravy and the rest of the stuff, you know, the eggs and all that, because Mama Holt got up and she said, all right, everybody get your dishes ready. The gravy's almost ready. We'll eat. And we're like, oh, okay, okay. And I got to tell you what happened next. We've got all of us there getting ready, and we're setting up our stuff in this big old room. But before I tell you, we got to add a few more things to this. If you can look at this pan, you can see that my pink is gone. Everything's done or close to done. So we're just moving right along with it. The next thing we're going to do is get our half a cup of flour. Now at this point, you can't lose it. You're going to have to stay here and baby your gravy. And you need to have all your stuff together. And the next thing we're going to do is sprinkle this gravy in here and start stirring. And we got to cook this gravy for a few minutes, about 2, maybe 3 minutes, until it gets a tan color, this flour does. So here we go. I'm pouring it in, and we're going to start stirring. Can you believe how easy that is? Here we go. We're stirring it up. And you're probably thinking, this don't look like it's going to be gravy. Well, y'all it's going to be fine. Everything's going to be all right. Everything's no need to panic in the kitchen. You just got to practice. So right now, we're just looking at it saying, oh, that's doing pretty good. And we're going to let our stuff get a little darker tan that's coating on the sausage. Now, this comes together fast, people. So I'm going to just stir and do what I'm doing here so you can know how to make this gravy. All right, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and put in my salt, a little bit of salt, which is about a teaspoon. Y'all know how I just pull the lid off and just sprinkle it over there. It's going to be good. And then we're going to do half a teaspoon of pepper. There we go. We'll pour half in there. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to stir this together, get it cooking. And you can see that stuff is starting to turn a little darker tan. So now it's going to be time to add our milk. Now I'm using the evaporated milk. And this is how you open it. Give it a little shake. You get your can opener on the pointy end. Do one little one and then do one big one. Now this is a pour spout. And remember, we're going to add 2 cups of water afterward with this. So y'all ready? I'm fixing to watch the fun. Woo-wee, just get it all in there. It's so easy, and you keep a stirring because that's what you got to do. And remember, you got to pour your water in. And we just cranking up that heat. And look at that bubbling. And just stir it, let it bubble. Let it bubble. Keep stirring and making sure your spoon is making contact with the bottom. And just stir it around, and it won't be long. This stuff's going to start getting thick. And you know what I've told you about tasting stuff. We're going to have to taste it at a certain point, make sure we got the seasoning right before we serve it to our family and friends. So I'm going to keep stirring. If you feel resistance on the bottom, that means you need to do a little scrape there with your spoon. Just keep a stirring. Now I'm going to just let this heat up because remember I've added about a little over 3 cups of water. Stir, stir, stir. I don't have a cameraman, you know, so I have to move this camera around myself. But in a minute, as this is going, I'm going to tell y'all what happened to that gravy. Now remember, we're all at Thanksgiving, the breakfast, the day after Thanksgiving, and we're all looking forward to the only time of year we get this gravy is Mama Holt's really good gravy. And so Patty has made the gravy, and we're all getting ready, and we're setting up our stuff. And there's about 80 of us there. We're all busy setting up our stuff, and all of a sudden, we hear this huge crash. And when we turned around to see what had happened, a whole table that was in the middle that had the meat and the eggs and the gravy had fallen over, and all those beautiful ceramic dishes and all of those the platters had broken, and we had eggs and meat and gravy everywhere. So you can imagine we were all distraught, and we're all sitting there going, what on earth has happened? And we're looking around because, you know, here in the South, we don't want to say something that's going to upset somebody. But the closest we got was one of our cousins saw what had happened, and we all looked at that big mess on the floor, and he said, oh, no, not the gravy. But sure enough, that gravy was in a big mess on the floor there. So anyway, we didn't get any gravy that day. We managed with all the fruit salads and different stuff that we had brought that day. No eggs, biscuits, any of that stuff that day. We just had to do without. And we have never, never, never forgotten that. It was a traumatic thing for our family. So, you know, in our family now, there's always a story about, remember when old Uncle so-and-so spilled the gravy, because what ended up happening, he had leaned over on the table, and it was just a makeshift table, after he set the gravy down, and it, as we like to say in the South, it tumped over the whole table. So anyway, he's yet to live that down, and we're still just trying to cope with the fact that one Thanksgiving we didn't get our gravy. So here's the recipe, and if y'all will look at this, it is nice and thick. Look how thick that is. That's going to be really good on some Ugly Biscuits. And I'm going to do a little taste test. I'm going to do a little taste test to see if it's going to be okay. Now I'm turning this down to low. And then we're in this cast iron pot, this is going to stay really warm for a good little while. But if you don't, you know, if you're going to wait till later and serve it, you can put it in your crock pot on low and just let it sit there till everything's ready. It actually gets better as it sits. All right. I'm going to blow this off. Oh, that is so good. That is so good. You're going to love this recipe for sausage gravy and biscuits. And if you don't, let me turn you back up here where you can see where I'm at. Hello, everyone. Okay, so to find this recipe for sausage gravy, go to the website at dannastandridge.com and you can get the recipe. I'll have it on there for you. All right. This is sausage gravy and biscuit time. Easy way to make it. Y'all have a good one. I'll talk to you later. I'm going to go eat some sausage gravy and biscuits. Bye. Hey, I'm back with you and this beautiful plate of sausage gravy and biscuit. And this is how we serve it in the South. I've got 2 big ugly biscuits under here, the sausage gravy on top. We usually put some tomatoes or some cantaloupe with it. And that's how we eat it down here in the South. So I want to give you some encouragement during this time that we have to stay in and say, just give God the glory and pray that things will go well for us in our country. And I send you prayer and love from my heart to your kitchen. And you can make this up yourself and eat like us Southern folk do down here in the deep South. So y'all have a good day. Love you and bye-bye.